you went out of your way to be an asshole to me tonight. You must really hate me.
I don't remember going out of my way to be an asshole to him.
You're stuck with me. I plan to be around long after you're gone. And if you turn...
Some might argue this is karma.
with the axe through your skull.
Dad!
I don't believe in karma, but like he goes from I'm going to be around long after you to 5 seconds later having cardiac arrest. Which, by the way, there is a difference between cardiac arrest and a heart attack, okay? I think that gets lost on people, the difference between those things. Cardiac arrest is the heart just stops beating. A heart attack is having trouble pumping. And there's a huge difference in how those things are treated. A heart attack takes longer usually. It's something that you go through and can even just like live through without any treatment. That's one of the things that the reason why women usually die of their first heart attack is because it's not their first heart attack. They live through other heart attacks without realizing it. And that can happen with men too. Cardiac arrest, though, when the heart completely stops, what she's doing right now, yes, it's meant to pump the blood through the body, but you can actually get the heart restarted. It's a rare occurrence, but it's something that can happen. And again, Kenny is arguing based off of what he said, what we found out earlier about people rising even if they hadn't been bit. We don't know that for sure. Like, there are so many unknowns in this scenario, and to make this split-second decision, this is an example of Telltale just throwing a decision at you to make an impossible decision. Because what are you supposed to do there? We have not verified that he is dead. We don't know that everybody for sure comes back. Kenny's freaking out because he wants to get out and get his family, so it's understandable that he's panicked. But we cannot just sit there and say that we have to do this thing for sure because we know that this is going to happen.
Come on, Lee, I'm right about this. I know you've got my back. You always do.
Yeah, well, it doesn't matter if I always have your back because you're going to be pissed off at me for this one decision.
Come on.
Lee! Is he breathing at all?
No, I don't.
And I've argued this before. I don't think that it's right that those should be the only decisions. I think there should be another option where we can verify that he's dead, where we can help her out and have Kenny on standby. This entire scenario is just insane and should not go down this way. It makes me so angry because it's a moot point. There's no point in having this in this argument because Kenny can be justified in freaking out because he's worried about his family and he's worried about Kenny or Larry coming back. Lily is justified in thinking that there's a possibility there that her father isn't dead or that he might not come back as a zombie. And you're really just arguing about who you want to side with. In reality, we need to verify he's actually dead. We need to verify that everybody actually does come back, because what if they don't? Just because we have we have one case we've seen for sure, and we have a couple that Ben is pretty sure about. You know, people he knows weren't bit. But what is it that he knows weren't bit? A girl killed herself, okay. But how do you know she's the one that caused all the starting? And it started all the killing all the others. Like, there's just so many other possibilities there. And we can't just go off of one person's word, no matter who that person is. We need to have more evidence if we're going to make assumptions like that. And especially if we're going to kill somebody or potentially kill somebody.
I'm the guy who couldn't bear to watch the family dog get put down. But if we want to survive this shit, we gotta have the balls to do the hard thing.
And that's the thing, is Kenny's not even necessarily wrong here. That's what pisses me off so much about this choice, is neither of them are really wrong.
Do the hard thing if it was Katja or Dust. It's never gonna come to that. Not if I have anything to do with it.
And again, he has just as much hubris as Larry does.
They need Katja, remember? She's the whole
When Larry says, well, my little girl would never wind up in that situation because she's stronger than that.
No, I'm right.
And Kenny has the exact same response of, well, Katja and Doc, that won't happen to them. It's just so irritating to see.
So alive.
I'm sorry, Lily. I truly am. Larry and me, we might
And how do you console somebody in a situation like that? Like, she just lost her dad. She went from 3 minutes ago. Her dad was alive and banging on the door, and now he's just dead. Out of the blue. Completely unexpected. That's such a hard thing to deal with. Like, how do you deal with that?
I think I could take it off if I had something to remove the screws. The multi-tool.
The multi-tool that they took back.
Shit.
Maybe there's
Now we gotta
something else
loot
we can
Larry's
use.
body.
I've got a rock.
Rock won't help. But a coin might do the trick. Do you have a coin?
I just love that they threw in looting bodies in this game. Like, that's such a video game thing. I think you would do it in real life too, obviously, if you in this situation, just to see if they had anything on them you could use. But like,
Should come down easily.
you think of looting bodies as like a video game thing, where you kill the bad guys and then you loot their bodies for whatever ammo and stuff you can find on them.
I'm
I
sorry.
just love that they found a way to shove that in.
Please. I need to be alone.
God knows you deserve time to grieve, Lily.
But Larry had some money. I need to raid his pockets.
And Larry's. I think I may have found a way out of here. But I need something to remove the screws on the air conditioner. If you had something I could use as a screwdriver, a coin or something.
No.
What about him? Look, I know this is a terrible time for it, but back at the motor inn, Larry mentioned something about keeping coins in his pockets.
Are you looking for my
My
blessing?
to loot his corpse?
Your permission.
Do what you have to do.
Like, this whole situation is just so messed up.
Oh, boy.
It's
Any idea what
it's
you want
interesting.
to do since
It's something that pulls you in, because just this whole thing from start to finish, the brothers that seemed really out of place, something was off about them. Things just like really kind of escalated to a point where it was like, what the hell's happening? Then you find out they're eating people, and then Larry and everything that happens with him. Like, this entire episode is just so messed up. When you think about it, you have to start with choosing to cut a guy's leg off or not, letting him die to the zombies, right?
screws and get this unit off.
And then you have to choose. You don't really get a choice. You go to the farm either way. But you have to choose to either trust these guys implicitly, which you can do, and just be like, yeah, these guys are great. Or
Hurry the fuck up, Lee. We don't have all
question
day.
everything that they do. But at the end of the day, you still wind up in a situation where some of your group eats people. And that psychologically is damaging. I assume Kenny probably took a bite. Everybody else, I think, winds up dead, except for Lily. I think everybody else winds up dead by the end of the season. Lily and Clementine.
Where it leads.
Looks
And
like
that's about
we'll
it.
probably lead
And then,
right
of course,
into that
Kenny.
back room.
But
I can find
everybody
out.
else, if they ate people, they only have to deal with it for a little while. Because it's only about 2 weeks from now, from this point to when Lee
You don't have
dies,
to do this, right?
is only
I
about
know.
2 weeks.
I just want to go home.
Barely.
This'll
Like,
help us
it's
get back home.
the week after this when they start episode 3. And then from episode 3 to the end of episode 5 is like a couple of days. It's not that long.
That door and open it.
I think a lot of people forget that because of how long it is between seasons and between episodes. And even if you pick up and play it back to back to back for the episodes, it's still easy to forget just like how close together some of these things happen. Because there's such a big time jump between episodes 1 and 2, there's 3 months. So I think mentally it's just normal to assume that, like, well, it's probably just as long between other episodes, but it's not. It really isn't.
Are you okay? Did anyone see you?
No, but there's a man outside.
Where the hell are you going?
What do you care?
Kenny!
He's so mad about that one decision.
Lily, I'm sorry.
Like, the rational response from Kenny there is, hey, man, I get it. I understand that I get it.
Hey, we're good.
Kenny is so irrational. Like, you've backed me up to this entire point, but this one decision, and he says that it's because, Cat and Duck were in danger. But, like, really, dude? Really? That's going to be your backing? I understand you were worried. Guess what? I'm locked in here with this guy too. Clementine is locked in here with this guy, and she means the world to me. So don't lecture me. Your family is safe out there, okay? They're keeping them alive because they want to make a point. You know, they need Katja to take care of the cow, and Duck is Katja's incentive, all right? So they're fine. That's the rational side of things. But Kenny isn't rational. Kenny is emotional. Kenny is raw. You know, he when he decides on something, he goes with it. And that's why he's such a frustrating character to me. He's realistic to that extent. I don't think that he's necessarily a character that wouldn't be a real character. But he's one of those people that would frustrate the hell out of me to be around, because I've been around people like him before. My stepdad was one that was very emotional, he was just dead. He didn't really care what the rational thing to do was. It was just I'm going to do this thing. I don't care what's right and wrong. It feels right, so I'm going to do it. I think a lot of people are like that, and I can't stand that kind of stuff because you make some bad decisions when you think that way. I don't think I've ever used that. He picks up the taser. I swapped it. Did I swap it out? Oh, I don't remember. What did I do with that? Just so, in case it's not clear, it has been 4 months or so since I actually played this episode to this point. So I don't remember what I did. I've saved all the video footage just in case for things like this. Storage space is a big deal, so maybe this is a good time as we're getting ready to take on Danny and Andy here. Maybe it's a good time to mention Patreon. I didn't talk about it at the beginning. I'll talk about it at the end, but like, hey, you want to help me out? Patreon or channel memberships? You can help me to buy hard drives to save content like this so that I can come back and go through it in this way in the future, and I don't have to like delete it when I run out of storage space, that kind of thing. It is surprising how big some of these files can get. I'm talking 30, 40 gigabytes for a 2-hour recording. It's insane. Worth it. Worth every second, because like I need that footage, but like that takes up a lot of space. Okay, so the cow is still over there. I heard her move. Now's the time to jump out, Lee. Now's the time to go after him. This is such an obvious jump scare coming. Don't see him anymore.
I don't see him anymore.
Where the fuck did he go?
I don't know.
Look again. He didn't go past us.
We'll take him out together.
How?
He doesn't know we're out. He's got to walk past us to get to the meat locker. We can take him out when his back is to us.
See what he's doing now.
Yeah, this is the most obvious jump scare in all of gaming. You know Danny's going to be there. Damn it, Kenny. Like, that is the first time. The next episode will have the second time that Kenny is just kind of like, hey, you're on your own because you didn't help me in the meat locker. Like, it's those things that I'm like, screw you, Kenny. Those are the things that he is not the noble friend that everybody makes him out to be. Because that one choice, I have backed him in every other decision. And that one choice, he's like, nope, this is where I draw the line. And again, I don't kill him here because I can't bring myself to do it in front of Clementine. I just can't. And you can argue that, like, well, she needs to see the real world now. No, fuck that. She doesn't need to see this kind of stuff. It is not okay to kill an unarmed man. Just not. He is not an active threat to us. I hear arguments from people all the time about, well, they could come back. They could get you in the end. They could cause harm to other people. But he is not an active threat. And in that circumstance, there's a difference between an execution like a hanging for a
won't make me
murderer or something like that in the Old West, or even a modern day execution to stop somebody from like causing harm to society. But there's a difference between that and standing over a defenseless man and stabbing him with a pitchfork. Like, there just is. Plus, I'm going to let him suffer because
I'll cover you.
Just stay
that's
here
going to be
until
worse for
Brenda's
him.
safe. I'll be right back.
And of course, we know Lily doesn't let him suffer. Lily makes sure he doesn't get back up. Shooting him with a gun would be fine. Tell Clementine, turn around, face the other direction, whatever, and then put a bullet in his head. You're done. But the pitchfork, that's just not, that is not the right way to do it. I love the storminess. Some of the angles and stuff like that is just so cool. That I will say, the sound, lighting, visual effects, all of that stuff I love all of that about this game. There's the art design is amazing. I'm not a big fan of comic books as a general rule, but I love the comic style and the way that they did it. Hey, Carly being badass, Carly.
Carly!
Lee?
Ow!
Is everyone okay? You guys have been gone way too long.
I don't know what exactly way too long means to you, but yeah.
I knew it. I told you we couldn't trust them.
Shit. How many of them are there?
2 left.
Where?
Larry's dead. They chopped off Mark's legs and tried to feed him to us.
Shit.
We
Is
lost
everyone else
2
okay?
people
They
in this
still
in
got
this
Duck and
instance.
Cock in the house, and I don't know where the fuck Kenny is.
All right. We're coming in to help.
The main gate is too dangerous. Go around the fence and see if there's a back way in. I'll keep looking for Kenny. Do you have a weapon?
I don't leave home without it.
Of course she has a weapon. It's Carly, guys.
Be careful.
She also had a rifle. I don't know where the hell her rifle. She didn't bring the rifle. She left the rifle behind. She pulls out the pistol. Great. We know Carly's a great shot. But what happened to the rifle, Carly? Like, you did not leave a weapon behind. Ben could have it. I don't know how good of a shot Ben is, but like, needs something.
Settle down. I don't want to hurt y'all. Andy? Danny, is that you? What's going on out there?
I left Danny in the barn. Got what he deserved.
Brenda, you had to know at some point this is coming to an end. You kill people and eat them. Like, that's the thing. The biggest problem
Don't come in.
with all of this,
And to go.
and why I brought up the morality of eating people and stuff, is consent. Mark didn't consent to being eaten. None of the people in that meat locker would consent to being eaten. If they had shown up and said,
Want to do this?
hey,
Just go away.
we know it sounds kind of crazy, but like, we eat people. I think most of the group would be like, maybe let's not do that. Let's stay away from them. But as it is, they showed up and they were like, hey, yeah, we got food back at the farm. Just show up and we got fresh milk and cheese and butter and
Think about
like
what you're doing.
all of this stuff.
End like this.
Oh, by the way, we also have meat
Kill her, Lee.
that we hunt, which technically I guess they do. They do hunt the meat. Just not the meat you're thinking of.
Stay back. Don't do anything stupid.
Let her go, Brenda.
Please, listen to him.
I messed this up, I think, one of the first times I played it. I tried to talk shit to Brenda. And that's not a good idea. Like, you don't want to talk shit to Brenda, because she will not hesitate to pull the trigger.
Please
That's
go
why I
take
said
this
you don't have the
everywhere.
guts at one time.
Just
If you tell Brenda she doesn't have the guts, she will shoot you. I'm honestly surprised this situation works. I know it happens really fast, but I'm surprised she has an itchy trigger finger. I'm surprised she wasn't like ready to pull that trigger the minute that Mark grabbed her.
That ain't gonna happen.
Andy, don't.
Shut up.
Kenny. Again, acting without thinking. That's the irrational part of Kenny that just got him shot.
Who the fuck do you people think you are? Look at what you've done.
And let's be real, that gunshot probably should have killed Kenny in the long run.
All we wanted was some goddamn gas.
Knowing them, they're using bullets of a fragment or something. I'm sorry, this whole sequence of events with him. And the fact that nobody else bothers to... Like, why isn't Carly shooting him right now? She's still standing there with the gun. Not that far away. Why? We have to rely on Lily to save our ass this time. I really don't understand why you have to let him get that close. Like, you can sit there all day and hold back. And honestly, he probably would have fallen, when Danny let him go, he probably would have fallen right into the electric fence. So, like, yeah, I'm nitpicking at this point, okay? Somebody shoot him! Carly has a gun. Lily has a gun. Somebody pulled the trigger. Obviously, the fence isn't that bad because it doesn't kill him. Although I can imagine it probably was a little bit painful.
Is that all you got, Lee? You ain't shit.
See, it's all this stuff. He wants you to kill him at this point.
Fuck you. As soon as Dad and Mama get out here.
Like, I think at this point, he honestly probably knows that they're dead. But he doesn't want to admit it to himself.
What do you mean? Lee?
There's no way that he would think that they were alive in any way. He's got to realize that, like, if the group's out,
Don't you dare
then
walk away from me, Lee.
Danny's probably screwed. And if Koch is outside, that means that
Get back
Brenda's
here
probably
and
screwed. So
finish
now
this,
I'm the only
Lee.
one that's, you know, he would be thinking that. I would think. And of course here, I just let him go. Because, let's be real, they are not coming back after you. The common idea is leaving characters alive means they can come back and get you later. Or they can hurt somebody else. And realistically, that's just not the case. That's just not going to happen. First of all, the farmer's fallen. He's the only one left. Danny's dead. Brenda's dead. Andy's the only one left. Zombies are closing in from all around. He's dead. If he's not dead tonight, he's dead tomorrow. Like, he is not going to survive. He just isn't. There's zombie Brenda even walking out. Like, he's dead. And there's no reason for the additional stuff. And I think that's where I talk about, in the last episode of The Wolf Among Us, I talk about Schadenfreude. And I think that's where Schadenfreude comes in. Where you want to see that come up, but you want to see that, you want to get that revenge. And it makes you feel better to argue that you're saving other people in the future, potentially. But in reality, it's that it just feels good to get rid of the bad guy. And there's nothing inherently wrong with that. But morally speaking, the right thing to do there is to let them go.
But, you know.
I'm glad you showed up when you did. If you hadn't taken that shot at Andy, we might not have gotten out of there.
If you'd taken an earlier shot of Andy, we might have gotten out there earlier.
For food?
Because that would have made sense. If she would have shot him and killed him during the fight with Lee, that could be justified. He was an active participant in a fight. But when he's just standing on the ground and he's unarmed and you have a weapon, it's not something you should do.
She said it was with your stuff.
Yeah.
And of course, we got the camera back.
People who shot Mark. Do you want it?
Why don't you keep it? Sometimes it helps to have something you can document your thoughts on.
She says that like it actually works. Which, of course, when we get batteries, it does, but we don't know we're going to get batteries yet.
Fine. I'm just not as young as I used to be. Hun, go on ahead and give me and Lee a second.
It's another one of those conversations that just irritates the hell out of me with Kenny.
There's gonna be fallout.
For killing Lily's dad? Yeah, I would imagine so.
What do you think?
I couldn't bring
Fine.
myself to say anything.
Fine. I saved Duck on the farm and didn't save Sean. Now I kill someone before I can put your little girl in danger.
See-
and I'm even more of a monster.
This is Kenny
I don't care.
feeling sorry for
Do what you
himself.
have to do. I'm
Like
keeping
Kenny
what
has
needs
this
to be done.
self-centered personality. He thinks that he is
Come on, Cliff.
the end all be all. His decision should be the final one, and he only thinks of himself in non-survival situations. He'll put the group first in survival situations. He'll make sure people get fed.
Didn't kill them, so I don't know.
But
They might have been
when
able
it
to
comes
get away
to
from it.
emotional
I'm
things,
sure they won't
he is
come
very
after us.
self-centered. He sees himself as the one that is
Hey, Dad.
the victim in all of this. You know, he's the victim because he saved Sean, or he saved Duck instead of Sean.
Sounds like
He's
a
the
car.
victim because Lee didn't side with him in the meat locker. Like, even though Lee has sided with him on literally everything else. And that's the frustrating part to me about Kenny. Is as great as his character is, he is so flawed as a person, emotionally speaking. And that doesn't make him bad, but it's something that should be called out and recognized because
Hello?
it's important to be honest about this stuff. You know, I like Kenny. He's one of my favorite characters in the series, but he's got some major problems that I can't overlook in general. And of course, the very famous station wagon.
Figures.
This is one of those things that I think was an
crap.
interesting thing to introduce.
Baby, you gotta see this.
And whether or not we steal the
Shitload of
stuff,
food and supplies back here.
I like the concept. What I don't like is that it all builds up to the stranger later as kind of a
Not all
check
of
on
us.
you as a character, as a player. Looking at the things that you did and the decisions you made, but it doesn't make any difference what decisions you make. And I think part of that is that, like, just the idea of the decisions that you make overall are,
This stuff isn't ours.
you know, you're going to wind up at the end of the day running into the
Don't
same
worry about
problems.
that, Duck.
Having the same end result. It doesn't matter what decisions. It's almost like they're trying to say that
What if
free.
it's not abandoned?
They say that free will is an
What if
illusion.
someone-
You think you're making choices along the way, but at the end of the day,
You're right.
those
We shouldn't take
choices don't actually exist in the
get
way
something
you
legal
think they
back
do.
There the rest of us missed out on? We have to take this stuff.
And of course,
You're on a real tear
he doesn't
today,
like the
huh?
fact that I disagree with him here either.
That.
Come on, Kenny. Between this and the meat locker, you know what it means.
Fine. Suit yourself. The rest of us are taking this stuff.
Except for Lily, who sides with me in this scenario. I saw somebody mention it
Okay,
somewhere.
What have we got
If
in
you
here?
choose to take the stuff, Lily will be there to
Look,
grab
there's
stuff
nothing in
instead
that
of Ben.
box.
If you don't,
They have antibiotics.
she actually doesn't take
What else
anything.
do they have? See if there's any water.
I find that kind of interesting. That's kind of a cool little detail.
Got it?
Yeah, I got it.
Like, we're no better than the bandits at
There's
this
a
point.
hoodie in here.
We're
Could probably
stealing
fit
stuff.
Clementine.
We could have waited around, waited for the guy to come back. We
She's good. Thanks.
we could have just
Whatever,
kept an
man.
eye on
gonna
things,
get
and
cold
if
out
it goes a
eventually.
certain amount of time, okay, maybe it is
There's
abandoned.
some batteries
But the
in one of
headlights
those
are still on.
boxes.
The
Thought they
thing, the
might work
keys
in
were
the
in ignition, and it was dinging.
Here,
So it's a
you
pretty
can have
fresh.
some too.
Like, it's been
Little
left there
walkie-talkie.
pretty recently.
They
You know,
can
with the
do
headlights and
it.
everything. I don't know
Not
if you
gonna
know
let me
about
live
old
that
cars.
down, are you?
They don't last forever with the batteries if you leave the headlights on like that and leave the interior lights. That old of a car, that thing's dying in a few hours.
You're gonna want to see this.
So it's been recently that somebody's left that car.
Oh, shit.
And that makes us just as bad as the bandits in a lot of ways. And then the reveal of what happened with Jolene. And I think what should be a hint to what's going to happen with the bandits, what she says at the end here. As long as those bandits, As long as the bandits are still looking at the farm, they aren't going to be looking at you. Like that right there should tell us all we need to know about the damn bandits and the farm. I mean, we know about the farm now, but like we should know the bandits are probably going to turn their sights to us. That should be expected. I hate that they skip over that part too, because we see the results of that at the beginning of the next episode. But I wish we could have got some kind of chance to participate in that.
Things are the way they used to be. The dead don't kill their own. It's the living you gotta be afraid of. The people I used to call friends.
Jolene, Jolene.
Don't worry, little girl. Bandits got their eye on that dairy. As long as they keep getting food from them.
See, that makes you think that the band is going to be the big bads of the next episode. And then they really don't even exist. Okay, so that's the end of episode 2. That was a interesting episode. Like I said at the beginning, not one of my favorite episodes. It was okay. As far as season 1 episodes go, episode 2 was probably my third or fourth favorite. You know, episode 1 was my favorite because it builds everything up. Episode 5 was a lot of fun just because it was the march through the streets and the culmination of everything. I loved the episode 3 with the train, although there were aspects of episode 3 that were just. We'll talk about that during episode 3. But I want to know what you think of this format of the series and how I've been doing this. With episode 1, everybody seemed to enjoy it. I know this is going to be coming out several weeks, and so one episode a week basically. I'm going to see how that goes. So when you're watching this, it's probably the end of like August, if I'm being honest. Who knows what's going to happen between now and then? But I want to know what you think of the series. What do you want to see me cover every episode, or do you want me to see me bounce around? Because I was thinking about bouncing around and covering specific episodes, so I don't have to cover, instead of covering every episode, covering specific, bigger episodes, and then maybe other things like The Wolf Among Us. But that being said, like I mentioned earlier, patrons, members, channel members, love y'all. Y'all are amazing. If you want to help support the channel in other ways, obviously watching the videos, sitting through the the millions of ads YouTube shows, I know, help support. But if you want to go and help in another way, channel memberships, Patreon, they help me to buy equipment like hard drives and that kind of stuff. They help me to buy new games. So all of that is very much appreciated. But that being said, I do want to thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed the series. Make sure you liked all the videos, watch the whole series, all that kind of stuff. I'll probably release this as just one long episode at some point for anybody that wants to sit through the whole thing just as one episode in one sitting. But otherwise, they'll all be in a playlist. I should have mentioned that at the beginning. Maybe I'll mention that at the beginning of the next one. But thank you all for watching. Everybody have a great rest of your day, and I will see you in the next one.